It's Coach Cimarroni. I got Andrus Lagston in here. How you doing, brother, man? What's going on, dude?
What is up, Peter? I'm great, man.
Oh man,
Amazing.
I loved what we did 2 weeks ago together. That
Same.
was
I'm still
fantastic.
thinking about it. In fact, I'm hearing back from Partha, our editor. Awesome,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
The
Who's
show is
the editor? He reached out to me. He's Roke something. Is it what's his name? The
uh,
dude. There was one of those guys that was one of his associates, but he loved it. He calls us the legends. That's great. I
the only other
loved it.
person to call us legends is myself. I don't call it. No,
Exactly.
I tell my kids I'm a legend. They don't listen to me.
Exactly right. But I'll tell you what, your plate and your dough and that crust with my product, my spread, man, I thought about that all the drive home from Grand Rapids. It was fantastic.
It's funny. I can still taste it. Like the
I know.
combination of like a old dough, like a 2-day ferment with that fresh avocado and
Oh
that
my God.
seasoning that you put in there, man.
It was so
Right?
good.
It's like
Yeah.
the
It's a perfect combination.
perfect combination.
We got we got to put together a Landers and Peter
Yeah,
deal.
I'm
So
down with that. That's
I love
great.
it. I love
It
it.
was
Well, thanks for
delicious.
joining Undeniable from the wonderful city of Grand Rapids. I'd never been there. I was really impressed with the city. It was such a
Oh,
cool city,
thank
cool
you. Yeah,
vibe. And your condo was a cool vibe too that we
that's
shot in. It was
cool.
great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Love your
Yeah, it's
son
great.
too. Loved your son too.
Yeah, he was great.
He
Yeah,
was
he did
he
a
was
great job.
fantastic. Yeah.
It was a
So
great day, right? Doesn't get much better.
Oh, it was great. And we had Dennis Dunn, my president, joined us too. He was, oh man, we talked the whole way home. It was great. But, thanks for joining Undeniable. And Andrus, tell us a little bit about the etymology of the baking steel plate. I know your family comes from, industrial manufacturing
Yes.
and it's just such a cool fucking story. I love it. So,
Thanks, man.
so
Yes,
tell us about it. Yeah.
it's funny. I was 10 years ago, but I was about 44 and I created the product. And
Okay.
I worked in restaurants my entire young life.
Well, you were at the foot of some really unbelievable chefs too,
I
right?
was. My last culinary adventure was this
Yeah.
chef, Todd English, who's just
Yeah.
phenomenal, like
So I
an
heard.
incredible guy.
Yeah.
I got to work with him in Boston
Okay.
and ended up on his management team. Started doing, restaurant business, as many of your listeners know, it's a tough racket. And
Yeah.
I was trying
Yeah.
to like traject my career in the restaurant world. And I just thought I needed a pause. And
Sure.
my dad's an entrepreneur. And I
Yeah.
grew up around that.
Sure.
I used to work with him on weekends, welding, and since I was 10 years old, but
Yeah.
never as an adult that I think I'd be back in like a family business
Sure.
environment. But
Right.
there I was. Hey, Dad, let's grab some lunch. And I was closer to 30 years old at the time, and I had
Right.
some real life experience. And I said,
Yeah.
hey, I'd love to join your team. And
Right.
I got to skip the interview process with my dad being
You didn't
my
have to go through HR, right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
love
no
it.
HR, right?
No
Yeah,
VP of
no
HR.
background.
I love it.
And my brother
Yeah.
was there, and I'd worked there on and off my entire life, but just never thought it'd be a full-time gig. And there I
Sure.
was. Shit.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I went to work and
Yep.
spent 15 years there, and I liked it. And I got married and had a kid, and it wasn't my real passion. And I
Right.
just felt like, God, there's got to be something else. And my
Yeah.
son Cooper, who filmed for us at the time,
Yeah.
he was like 4. He used to say, Dad, where do you go during the day? And I said,
Right. Yeah.
I didn't really have a good answer. I said, I went to
Yeah.
work. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I teaching my son?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I'm going
Yeah.
to work and I don't love what I do. How
Right.
am I going to raise him to love what he
Or
does?
at least producing something that other people love what
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
something
Right.
like right. That's
Right.
a good point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and in any case, I wasn't passionate, so I literally spent. I picked up a book called The Artist Way, and I started journaling and doing
Sure.
yoga. And then
Yeah.
2008 hit, and I was like, "Holy shit!" The
Yeah.
economy. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Like,
Everybody
what?
blew up, right?
Right? We blew
Yeah.
up, and
Yeah.
we survived. It was a tough
Sure.
challenge, but we made it
Sure.
through. And I just said to myself, I'm not going to go through this again. I'm
I don't
not going to
blame you.
let this environment, hit it. And anyway, fast
Yeah.
track 2011.
Yeah.
I read some food science, and it
Sure.
said how do you make pizza at home? And
Yeah.
Nathan Meadowgold, a Microsoft exec, wrote this book called The Modernist Cuisine.
Okay.
And it said use steel for pizza. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
So
Wow.
meanwhile, at my dad's plant, I have $1 million worth of equipment that can,
Kismet, baby.
yeah,
Kismet.
That's
You
right.
know, I mean,
That's
like,
it.
wow, who would have thought? Yeah, I
So,
love
and
it.
there I go. So actually, I grabbed a piece of Caterpillar steel, a piece of steel that we use for Caterpillar components,
Sure,
the
sure.
big construction company. And
Yeah,
I brought it home and I made pizza. And anybody listening, we struggle at making pizza at home crispy. And man, I
right.
turned my first pizza that weekend. I
Yeah.
made it in 7 minutes and it was perfectly crispy on the bottom.
Oh, I know. I ate your crust,
Right?
bro. That is, I
I,
mean, and how quick was that? And
that was like 4 minutes at that time. Once when we
right,
did this
right.
together, I
Yeah.
did it in like 4 minutes.
And really, I love what you do with the ice cubes.
Yeah, that was
That's
fun.
so brilliant.
That was
I love
great.
the science behind that and the
So
art.
that there we go. So I had this
Yeah.
product. So I went back to my office on Monday morning. I
Yeah.
told my brother and my father to sit down. I have this new idea for a product,
Sure.
and they asked what it was, and they basically told me to go back to my office. Like
Yeah.
we're a Stoughton Steel company. We make products for Caterpillar and John Deere.
Sure.
How in the world are you going to sell that thing? This
Yeah.
is pre-internet, or not pre-internet, but pre-social media. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
shelved it for a year,
Okay.
verified, and then
Oh, that
long
had to be a tough year for you, man.
it was, well, it was fine at first, but
Was it?
then
Yeah.
we all have these ideas, right? We
Sure.
all sit on them half the time, and
Right.
this one just would not go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just, cue the Rocky music. I woke up one morning, I said, you
Yeah.
know what? Fuck it. I'm going
Yeah.
to make these things. I started making some and sending them out to friends, getting incredible feedback.
Love it.
And I just said to myself, I'm going to get this thing out into the market one way or another.
Right.
If people don't love it, then at least I tried.
Yeah.
That was my mantra. And I
Yep.
just kept going. And
Yeah.
man, we went on Kickstarter in 2012 and I was just trying to
Cool.
raise like sell 100 units, pre-sell 100 units, raise
Sure.
like 8 or 9 grand and just
Right.
give me some viability. And boom, we hit 40 grand in 30 days, 500 units. And
Wow.
the baking steel just kind of took off from there. And that's like, but now I've got to tell my kids that I love what I do.
Sure.
And I split off from my family business. I
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
on my own,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
my brother still makes these for us. So we're
Perfect.
proudly made in the USA.
Yeah.
Great. And
Let's see it. Let's see it.
it's
Do you have
fucking
it?
awesome. I got one here, man. I got
Yeah.
one here.
Yeah. Go get it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
He's going to go get the baking steel.
I've
I
got
love
I've
it.
got a couple, right? Oh, you saw them. This is
Yeah.
the original right here.
Yeah.
So it's 1/4 inch steel,
Yeah.
14 by 16, made
Yeah.
to fit into almost every home oven.
And those things aren't light. Those are
Man,
chunky, man.
you think
Yeah.
I'd be more jacked than I am, but it weighs I'm not jacked at all, that's why, but it weighs 15 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's heavy, but that weight is what makes it work so well.
Sure.
It's just a heat transfer between a stone
Yeah.
and a steel is like this is 20x what a stone can do,
Wow.
which translates into pizza in a home oven at 500 degrees in
Fantastic.
minutes.
Fantastic.
Crispy as you witnessed too, right?
Yeah, but not crispy. So it was, I don't know, oddly tender too.
Yeah, yes,
You
exactly.
know what I
Because we
mean?
cook it so quickly.
Yeah.
All the moisture stays inside that dough. So we sear it on the outside.
Right.
The interior of the dough is like moist and airy and bubbly. Man, it's just so good.
It's fantastic. And so, you do bread with that too. I mean, what else? What else can people do with that? Besides.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, constantly making breads. I'm making doughs all the time. But tomorrow I'm doing a Detroit style pizza Zoom
Okay.
class for our customers, showing people how to do that. Breads. We
Yeah.
can put this on the grill and do
Okay.
smash burgers and steaks.
Sure. Yeah.
It's phenomenal. Like it's so versatile.
What about obviously I got some Italian in me, like meatballs and chicken cutlets and veal cutlets and right.
Well, you put this on your grill outside, and you got a plancha basically out on your grill, and it's like
Yeah.
you could so many different things with it.
Some sausage and
man.
bacon and pancetta. Oh my God, right?
Pancakes,
Yeah,
breakfast if you
pancakes. Yeah,
want. Totally.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
one of my favorite things to make is English muffins on the stovetop with my griddle.
Right.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
really let your imagination run wild as far as
Yeah.
what we can and cannot do.
Yeah. So obviously this is inspiration, right? But there has to be some people that, I mean, Andrews, there has to be some people that inspired you. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that you're an inspirational guy, right? But there had some people that had inspired you and also supported you.
Yeah.
Was there anybody that kind of stands out? Any story that you want to share that,
Well, that's a great
because
question.
there's burgeoning entrepreneurs that,
Yeah.
right? So yeah,
Well,
please.
the first person that comes to my mind is my dad. I mean,
Okay.
my dad, like who, I remember being at his work in his office, and he, as a kid, always working, right? And that's kind of
Sure. Sure.
that era we grew up in. But
Yeah.
I'd go in there and
Yeah.
hang out with him. But I always admired the fact that he could just grind
Yeah.
and just, he was really passionate about what he did, and he could just, he would get the job done, and
Love
he
it.
really instilled the hard work ethic in all,
What's your dad's name?
Andriy.
Andriy. Okay.
Andriy, yeah, he's
Gotcha.
Latvian, from born in Riga, Latvia.
Sure.
Here when he
Sure.
was younger.
One of the Baltic states.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Eastern
Estonia,
Europe.
Latvia, and
Yeah,
Lithuania, right?
yeah, exactly. You got it.
Absolutely.
You got
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah. I love that. And so dad, was a great quiet, maybe? Was he a quiet inspiration?
Like street and yeah, quiet inspiration. Totally. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
like as far as like, the business like side of things and like
Right.
the mindset things.
Yeah.
One thing I did, funny, in 2009, I remember driving home.
Yeah.
We were just getting wrecked. Like, I don't know
Sure.
if the economy, so
Yeah.
our
Oh
business,
God.
like we
Horrible.
made pieces for backhoes.
Yes.
So which was way in front of the economy, right? 6 months we're ahead. We're ahead
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
six.
Yeah.
We know
So
how many
you were
backhoes
getting
are being
hammered
made.
6 months prior. Yeah. Yeah.
So we were getting
Yeah.
hammered 6 months prior to everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
And we would get all these, quality reports, reduction in orders. And it was numbing.
Yeah.
And going home to my son was a pleasure to have someone who didn't care about any of that.
I love that.
But I would listen to Tony Robbins
Sure.
on YouTube
Sure.
on the
Sure.
way home
Yeah.
from my drives,
Yeah.
just to give me some inspiration. None of these things were my fault. Control the controllables and
Yeah. Yeah.
your mindset.
Let it go, babe. Let it go.
Yeah, let it go and work
Let it
on
go.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Work
Yeah.
on your body and your
Yeah.
mind and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
get ready, because this thing is a season, and the
Yeah.
season's going to change. And
Sure.
when that changes, you be ready. You be
Yep.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Little did I know I'd be ready to go with a new product for my life, right? Which is
Yeah.
still to this day, 10 years later, I still
Yes.
pinch myself that I was able, luckily enough, to find a product that suited my
It found
life.
you, baby. It found you. It found
gonna-
you. That vibration was out there. You sent it out there, and just it came back to you. It was
It
beautiful.
came back, man. And that's really what I say to people today. It's like,
Yeah.
just go for that. Just go for it. Doesn't have to
Yep.
be perfect. I had
I
no
love that.
idea what I was doing.
I love that. Love that. And I want to explore that more, and then also the future for Baking Steel and for Andrus
Great.
after the break.
Yes.
This is Coach Cimarroni for Undeniable. I'm with Andrus Lagsman. We'll be right back.
Infinite Search Solutions, recruitment and placement search services at its finest. Northeast Ohio's premier, easy, fast, and simple way to find the great and perfect candidate that you deserve. Matt Burns and his incredible team at Infinite Search Solutions are terrific. We are proud to have them as a sponsor. Reach out to Matt at 440-249-0485 or at their website, www.in-finite.com.
Hello, this is Frank Favaro, president and founder of Serve Centric Coaching, and I'm super excited to be sponsoring the Undeniable podcast. When we talk about business today, everyone's looking to create an advantage. But how do you find it? Everything is copied with technology. Innovation is hard to come by. We can find it with customer experience. The experience that you provide to your customers and to your employees determines the value you bring to the marketplace. We will create a plan for you that will get your business to the next level. You can find us at www.serve-centric.com. That's Serve Centric. Serve, SERVE hyphen centric, CENTRIC.com. And you can reach me personally at 330-715-5361. Thank you.
And we're back with Andrus Lagsden. Andrus, talk to me a little bit about, we have this fantastic baking steel product. We have the inspiration. We have the story of how it started. What's in the future? What do you see? Is there line extensions? You've been doing this for 10 years. Is there co-branding? I mean, hey, listen, maybe we're going to co-brand together. I don't know. Maybe we'll create something together. But what's in the future? What's in the immediate and the foreseeable future for you?
So it's funny, I spun off the business in 2018 from my dad's business and became my own entity. And so I consider myself like a 6-year-old entrepreneur, even though I'm 55 years old. And my business model is direct to consumer. I purposefully developed my business was built and designed by the last recession that we had in 2008 and 9.
Okay.
One challenge that we had as a family business back then is we had a lot of overhead. You slice from $9 million to $3 million in revenues. And without losing a customer, you can cut back, but you can't cut back enough with that much overhead. I mean, it was hard. It was a grind, missing paychecks, etc. So one thing it taught me was to travel light. I wanted to build a team around myself and, a few others. I've got some incredible people around me. However, I don't have a lot of overhead. I don't have a big...
you're preaching to the choir on that, baby. I love that. I love that virtuality of it, just virtual.
I got virtual people all around me. I've got some incredible people around me. However, they're not W-2 employees. And
brilliant.
You've seen my studio. It's a condo. I bought a condo and I've converted it into a baking steel studio, which is it's phenomenal.
I love it. I loved the vibe. Loved it. It was so cool.
Cozy.
Yeah. It was an old high school, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's an old
high school.
Right. And it's great. And I think, it's like a personal investment for me in the brand, but I just felt like, it allows me to come in here and shoot my content on demand, which is humongous for today's day and age, direct to consumer companies that need to do content. Right. And so that's kind of what I do now. So that's where I see, and I'm learning all types of things of how to grow and scale an online business. And with organic, I mean, most of my business has gone the organic route. I haven't done a lot of paid stuff. I'm just getting into that now. Sure. I'm learning, I've got a manufacturing background. The first person I hired when I started my business was an accountant. Like literally my first interview was like, I'm going to have incredible books. So I know what my back end looks like and I can produce financials on demand. Yep. I know how important that is.
I love that. I think that's so smart because if you don't have a handle on your business, right, you will then have somebody else have a handle on it.
That's right. Yes.
And that necessarily does not work.
It's not a good combination.
No, it's not a good combination. Agreed. So now, but at the end of the day too, sometimes you got to let go, right? And you got to let them do their job.
Yes.
But as long as you know what their job is and know that if you had to, you could do their job, but you don't want to do their job.
That's correct.
You know what I mean?
But I understand it. I totally understand it. I know what's going on all the time. There's obviously I don't understand everything, but I know my numbers very well. And I think the biggest takeaway I've learned is I'm trying to unlearn everything I learned as a kid.
Yeah.
As an adult, first things first is taking care of yourself as an entrepreneur.
Self-love, baby. Self-love.
Right? Self-love. You can't have enough. You can't feed your mind enough positivity.
Sure.
And I say positivity is probably the wrong word, but it's more like just feed it good information.
Sure.
Listen to podcasts, educate yourself. Surround yourself with people that have done this before. What I'm trying to do is I'm not trying to recreate a wheel. I'm trying to grow a business. All businesses are more or less the same.
Right.
And there's, but
that is so smart. What you just said the foundations, the metrics, whatever pillar you're talking about in a business, it doesn't matter what the business is.
Right.
They're the same. It's unbelievable. People don't realize that. They think, and they get pretty full of themselves when they say
it's incredible to follow. So I'm following, I've got some great people around me who've done this before. And it comes down to really me taking care of myself first, challenging myself fitness wise. And I stopped drinking alcohol. Actually, ironically, the same day I started my official business in 2018, April 1st.
Fantastic.
I got sober real quick. Not that I was just drinking and enjoying too much wine. I was self-medicating on something else personally. And it wasn't, that wasn't going to work. And the day I did officially receive the business and that we spun it off, and it was like the day I said, fuck, I better not have any excuses.
Yes.
To not succeed. And for me, that meant like, let's sober up and get rolling. And ever since now, so that comes the benefits of that. You lose some weight. You start getting you start feeling better about yourself.
Yeah.
And your mind starts to sleep better. You wake up feeling stronger.
Sleep. People don't realize how much alcohol affects sleep. It kills that serotonin and the melatonin. It kills it. It kills it.
It really crushes you. Yep. And you have bad thoughts about yourself. Sure, I could go sweat it out, work it out.
Yeah.
But why? But why?
Yeah,
right. So now I wake up, I feel invigorated every day. I do some stretching and just kind of think about my day, and I prep for my day. And, there's some real stressful days, but
of course,
and every day, but I can get around it.
It's like when you lift, right? You got to tear the muscle a little bit to get it bigger, right? So you got to have a little bit of, you got to have a little bit of shit that didn't happen the way I wanted it, but let me figure out how to get it better, the next day.
You keep going every day. You keep going, getting better and better. And
100%
with that mindset and, inspire some people and work with some, get yourself around some other people that are really smart.
Yep.
And that have done that and keep you online and on track and keep track of your numbers and man, and then dream big. Right. That's one thing I get out of my comfort zone and say, where can I take the baking steel company?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I sit today. Like I'm trying to really grow my brand and we're doing it slowly.
You got a great brand, though. I mean, honestly, Andrews, and surrounding yourself with a guy like Partha, wow, amazing. I was so amazingly impressed with this young man.
I agree.
I didn't know you existed.
Right.
2 months ago.
Sure.
And here we sit, right?
Yeah,
and
that's right.
And I've tasted your handiwork, which is fantastic. So at the end of the day, when you surround yourself with a guy like Partha Nava and the people that he has and he can bring into your world, right? It's not arithmetic, it's geometric.
Oh my, incredibly well said. Yes.
It's geometric. And I think my relationship now with you, I will give you, right? I want this to be geometric, right?
Same.
And so I think that the mindset that you're trying to attract, you are attracting and have attracted. Amazing. And will continue to attract. But more importantly, what's our next strategic move, right? So it's about attraction, but it's also, now I've met these people, what can I do for them and with them?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Right. So I think that's that mindset that I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think that's how you live. It seems
it's same. Oh, I mean, and here we are sitting together. We didn't know each other a month ago. We created literally an amazing pizza together. Exactly. And that's just getting two personalities with two businesses. Who would have thought this guy's got avocados? I'm like, I can make fucking dough and we can make pizza. Let's throw them together and combine it. And here we are sitting down together.
Yes. That was your brainchild, and I'm like, I'm in, man. I'm driving to Grand Rapids to do this, and I cut my finger doing it too. I bled on the show, so now I've got blood, sweat, and tears.
There we go
in my business.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal day, and we've got a friendship now for life. And
absolutely.
I love what you're doing. I think it's amazing. You've got incredible people around you with Dennis.
Yes.
I haven't met your whole team, but I know we know Partha together, and I think that's what growing a business and growing, your personal network is all about. It's just seeing opportunities and attracts like, right?
Yeah.
We're both doing positive things and good things and try to improve.
And for sure. 100%.
Know where it's going to take you.
And so, so Andrews, do me this last favor, if you will, for this interview. We came out of a tough couple of years with the virus, right? You've come through your own personal transition. I like to leave the audience with some words of encouragement and inspiration. I know that you say self-love is great, but tell me, if you were talking to your 30-year-old self, what word of advice would you give?
Man, I think Nike says it best. Just do it. And don't even over prepare. Don't under prepare, but you've got that moment in your head living in there. Bring it to life. Go do it.
Yes.
And you'll be amazed. I still think to this day about that day I read that article and I fired on all cylinders. I still think about it vividly.
I love it.
Just do it.
I love it. And how can people get a hold of you and where can they buy baking steel? Because I want to sell stuff for you.
Let's go, baby. So our website is bakingsteel.com. Like it's word baking, BAKING, steel, STEEL.com.
Right.
I'm Andris, ANDRIS at Baking Steel.
Yeah.
And then our social handles are at Baking Steel on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. And we've got a great following. Follow us.
Oh, you do. You've got hundreds of thousands of people following you. I'm very impressed, my man.
Super
That's awesome,
man. Grateful for that. And
well, you worked at it, dude. You worked at it.
Yeah, consistent. Yeah, thank you. It's been amazing. And they can
listen.
Hit us up anytime.
Absolutely. Well, reach out to Baking Steel, reach out to Andris, and give my best to your lovely son, Coop. He was fantastic.
I sure will. Thank you, Peter.
What a great dude. And my love to you. Thank you, dude.
Right back at you. Thank you, Peter.
All right. This was Coach Cimarroni for Undeniable with Andris. We are all blood. Love to all. Peace.
I just love the mission at Edwin's. My friend Brandon Krastowski at Edwin's Leadership and Restaurant Institute brings a unique approach at giving formerly incarcerated adults a foundation in the hospitality industry. What a marvelous mission. Thank you, Brandon, for bringing these wonderful people back into productive society. Every human being, regardless of their past, has the right to a fair and equal future. Give them a try because their food is magnificent. Their service is first rate, and Brandon is a true Cleveland light. EdwinsRestaurant.org. We love you. We want to thank my good friend Kevin Goodman, the managing partner at Blue Bridge Networks, as our newest partner and sponsor. Please reach out to them for all of your managed IT services needs, cloud computing needs, data center services requirements, and all infrastructure solutions services. Kevin Goodman and Blue Bridge Networks. Seek them out at 1-866-990-2583. That's 1-866-990-2583 and at info@bbnllc.com.